This video is part of a series of videos about a visit to Utah's national parks in late March 2022. Bryce Canyon National Park. How cold was it? It was cold. We saw some beautiful scenery, but it was so early in the season it limited our activity. We had spent the night in Kanab, Utah, and driven about 70 miles right before dawn to arrive in the area. The only place open for breakfast was the Ruby Inn. They had a buffet, great filling breakfast, and it was quite full with tourists. Right across the street from the Ruby Inn is the shuttle parking lot. The shuttle was not operating and would start operating in April. So we headed out to the park, a very short drive from the Ruby Inn to the park's entrance. Traffic was light for a morning going into a major national park, and we found out why as we got a little bit closer in. The ranger at the entrance advised us to drive to Rainbow Point and then work our way back in. If we'd stopped at the visitor center first, we probably would have learned a little bit more about the limitations of the park at this time of the year. The drive to Rainbow Point is about 18 miles from the park entrance. Again, it's a major national park, and we hardly saw any cars on the road from the visitor center out to Rainbow Point. There's a few cars near the one campground that was open, but after that, we rarely saw any cars for the first 18 miles. As you can see, there's snow on the road. The car thermometer about this time was showing 25 degrees, and there were some icy spots on the road. Of course, these quickly burned off when the sun came up. It was an easy drive with no traffic. We saw some turnouts for viewpoints. We'd taken the ranger's advice. We skipped on those turnouts until the way back. This road is between 8,000 and 9,000 feet in elevation. According to park information, 180 days a year, this park goes below freezing at night. And of course, much of the time then, especially in the warmer months, it's going to go above freezing during the day. This is one of the turnouts we're going to check out on the way back. A few days before in Springfield, near Zion National Park, we'd been in shirt sleeves in the afternoon. It was in the mid-80s. Now back to winter. Another turnout to explore on the way back. Now we've arrived at the Rainbow Point area. This parking lot probably holds 75 or 100 cars. There's only that one truck in our car when we arrived, about 9 o'clock in the morning. We were at 9,100 feet of altitude and the wind is whipping. Clear skies and amazing scenery, but it was cold. This clip is from Yovimpa Point. It is accessed from the same parking lot as Rainbow Point. The audio from the camera was terrible. The wind was probably blowing 15 or 20 miles an hour. I had the entire point to myself, no other visitors. There's a trailhead near this overlook. So I took some pictures of the start of the trailhead, and you'll see why it's closed. The trailhead. It looks like somebody has tried it, maybe with snowshoes or crampons. This is an example of one of the viewpoints along the road back from Rainbow Point. There are arches in Bryce Canyon National Park. This one's called Natural Bridge. Again, a beautiful overlook, and we had the entire overlook to ourselves. The most photographed and most visited part of Bryce Canyon National Park is the Bryce Amphitheater. This is the walkway out to Bryce Point. It was amazing that we had almost the entire part of the park to ourselves. Bryce Point is one of the shuttle stops. And I'll show you something on the map why that's really kind of neat if you're taking the shuttle, which you'll have to do starting in April. There are trails that lead from the Bryce Point parking lot. One goes down into the canyon, and one goes along the edge of the canyon, the rim. These trails were closed. This is a park map of the amphitheater area. I flipped the map and put a red arrow. The video you saw before was a panoramic sweep taken from Bryce Point. The rim trail is marked in yellow. It should be a spectacular hike. And if you're taking the shuttle, the shuttle can pick you up along that rim trail. If you go in March like we did, you miss the opportunity to take these hikes. Bryce Canyon in March, beautiful scenery, not crowded, but it'd probably be more fun if you waited to the end of April, the 1st of May, so you could enjoy all the hiking opportunities. There are 3 other videos in the series, one on Moab, Arches, and Canyonland National Park, another on Springdale and Zion National Park, and a video about traveling between the national parks and side trips.